Here we go. All right, I'm live on here. I don't want to invite friends to watch. I want to bring somebody on, and it won't let me. Let me find out I'm restricted. Can somebody send a request to get on my live? Let me come out of this one. I want all this stuff. Let's see. All right, so I'm just going to tag people. Let's see. All right. So we're going to wait for Mr. Goodnite he got to send a request in. So I can add him to the live. Let's find him again. He's active now. Dave, if you can hear me, request to join the live so I can bring you in. Who else? Mr. 3.0, you could do the same. I should wear a mystery mask. There we go. So I need Mr. Goodnight to request to join so I can bring you on here, because this is so weird right now. There we go. There we go. There we go. I'm finding y'all. We getting it together. This gonna go over longer than when I expected, but hey, such is life. But we gonna do another show and give it to y'all the right way. I don't know where he at. All right, we got you on camera. Let's see. They won't let you join my camera. They just won't. They don't like me here. Invite. They can't join your broadcast at this time. They won't let you join my broadcast. I'm telling you, Facebook got me blocked. They do not let me broadcast. So, with all this happening and all being said, I'm going to hit up Mr. Goodnight, and we are going to reschedule this because we having some technical difficulties. And that's so weird. It will not let me. You said the audience to friends only. You are my friend. So it's my fault, y'all. Okay, I said he can be in my video. Approving. Can I bring you on? All right, it's adding you now. You wasn't my friend? Can I hear you
Hello?
now? I don't think
Yeah,
you
I
was
can
my
hear you.
friend. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clear.
Oh, you low. You
Can you hear
low.
me?
I can hear you, but you low.
Oh.
There you go. You was using your sexy voice?
No, it's definitely not using my sexy voice at
Oh,
all.
okay. I was making sure you like using your sexy voice. I don't know about you sometimes.
No, I'm using my Mission 3.0 voice. There we go.
All right. So I'm trying to look. This has been hard. You know Facebook don't like me. I swear they got me blocked. Like,
So
no.
did he do it the same way I did it, where I just hit that little icon at the bottom?
He
The green
should.
icon?
Yeah. But yeah, we gonna reschedule it. We gonna have to
No, me too.
test some things out. While my system not working, I don't know.
Yeah, I was excited for this topic right here. You already know. I said I was excited about this topic right here.
Now you loud. Now you real loud. That's what I'm
So
talking
that,
about.
so now you want me to put my,
No, there
yeah,
you go.
me.
No, you know I like loud people because I'm loud. I know you was excited about this topic. I was excited about this topic. I had questions. I got a piece of paper and everything. Like, I got
Yeah,
questions.
yeah, I was ready. I did homework.
You did some homework? Oh shoot.
Yeah, I did some homework.
I'm
Hmm.
ready. That's fine, Miss. That's fine,
I mean,
Miss.
I kind of felt like like how we used to get ready for Respect the Hustle when you used to, you know what I mean, throw certain things out there, and I had to do my homework to make sure
Get
that I
y'all
was
ready.
on
Well,
point for
we
the
back.
show.
It's
You know.
time to continue to do that. I'm gonna get my stand here. It's time to get busy with that again, because Respect the Hustle was back. Respect the Hustle was definitely back, and I'm not sure what's going on with the sound on everything though. Kind of driving me nuts. Oh, I go crazy.
I like your little setup in the background.
I'm trying. Hold on.
You know, Mr. All Purpose ain't do none of that, so you know he's a little jealous right now.
When you see it, it's not even much done, to be honest. It's just the same room. I added some things. I just did some redecorating.
Okay.
Let's see.
That's what's up.
Let's see.
Hey, you know, I'm ready.
Let's see. So I'm live. Try to join. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the sound on the on my restream.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's supposed to work.
When I hit
We
the
just
link,
did a
it
couple
started to
interviews
win.
on it. Huh?
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah. Because when I hit the link, the link was you could see my picture. Like I can come up
I
as
see
far as
you
video.
fine.
But once I got on there, I couldn't hear you at all. I couldn't hear nothing.
Once you got, because I didn't bring you on the screen yet. That's why
Okay.
I had to actually accept you on the screen. Like, that's why you couldn't hear me yet. But I seen you.
Oh, okay. But maybe I should
But
have
even
just
after
waited.
I brought you on, I ain't hear you.
Yeah, I've probably been the same thing like with him.
Yeah, so I said something else is going on. And that's a paid app, so we need to go ahead and investigate that. That's a problem. Like, I mean, I just did about 4 to 5 interviews for the business show, so I know it's working. So it could be the browser related, or they could just be having some technical issues tonight. Yeah, so we'll look into that. We'll definitely look into that.
I mean, you know, you got ITs out here. I ain't gonna say no names or nothing, but you know, you got ITs out here.
I've been ITing all day. I'm exhausted. I'm definitely tired. So until we get our Mr. Goodnight here on a line, what of course I'm sure you got what some of the questions you have. I mean, or what some of the what were you looking to bring to this? Because I'm sure you had something.
Yeah, I mean, because it's a lot when you say men truth. You know, I mean, women definitely be wanting to know the truth, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Truth really brings you peace. I was kind of bringing that type of swang to this whole situation, you know?
So when you say it brings you peace, what do you mean by that? I don't know where I must have lost them. Don't be mad at me, Mr. He like, F her show. Only on the Respect the Hustle do we pivot and move to another platform simultaneously live on the air. Only on Respect the Hustle do we do anything like this. So yeah, but you know, we're gonna get it together.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a small problem that can get fixed real quick.
Yeah, I don't know what I can hear you and see both of you clearly. Okay, can you send a request to join us, Mr. Scott? we want you on here with us. No, can you join in? Request to join the actual live. All right, so basically I have a list of questions, and since now I'm on the phone, I can just run to the printer because I got people been sending me questions. I've been doing my little survey and poll. Y'all know I do my homework too. Right. And I had some people, I'm walking a little too far there, who had some questions, and I want to highlight those questions, of course. See if we can. I think everybody having technical difficulties. This gotta be a daytime show or something.
You say nighttime ain't working, huh?
But you know what? I haven't been on in a long time, and late evening, so you know, you make sure. All right. So when he tries, I should see it come up. Cause yeah, you came up. But you know, Facebook did a lot of changes too, so they look like they don't like me. They got a nice portal though. I'm like, oh, that's cute.
Oh, you like the portal?
Not really. I got something else to learn. But I like my softwares that I use. That works for me.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I like what I use because I got a bigger reach and I'm able to go other places. But so until he comes on, I'm still going to ask my questions because I know I got people who want to know. And then,
Oh
but
yeah.
we get a perspective of two different men. So this is cool. So my first question is, and Dave, if you're on, you can hear it, just jump in. You can put it on the screen and hopefully you can request to be in here on the live because I would love that. Let me see. I wish I could just bring them in. Like, I don't know.
Now you do know, like if you would have added him when you first started the live, he would have came in when your live
It
started.
ain't give me that option though. It gave me some
What?
kind of dashboard. Y'all know my Facebook be extra. You know what I do for a living, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know what you do for a living. Absolutely not.
Yeah, so all my buttons is not like, that's why I went on my phone because all of my buttons is just not the same.
Oh, okay.
It's not normal. Yeah, he
None
should
of
be
your stuff
able
is normal.
to just tap the screen, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I came right in. It's
Yeah,
like right next to the comment button. It had the green little joint, and I just came right in.
I'm gonna send him another invite, see if he can jump in. He's like, I'm sick of you. He gonna curse me out. It's like, no, he's nice to me. Everybody's nice to me because I'm a nice person. So anyway,
No
we here
comment.
at Respect the Hustle, y'all already know. So that my question is simply, what is your favorite thing about a relationship from a man's perspective? Um, we as women, we have our thing that the reason why we want to be in a relationship. You should see your face. Um, what is your favorite thing about being in a relationship? You see how I sit back. I'm loving the couch. I'm so sick of being in the chair. This is wonderful. So I mean, it's all in the hustle. What is your favorite thing?
My favorite thing about a relationship is chemistry and communication.
Now, when you say chemistry, what kind of chemistry do you look for in your partner?
Just the happy part. The part that what I mean, where you spend time with that person, you enjoy being with that person, and y'all do multiple different things together, and what I'm saying, y'all build little hobbies, and I mean, you come up and create different things. So this, I mean,
If you
I
got
like
a good
chemistry.
partner, shit. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up. So, where do you find your partners? Could you post a link? We'd like to know. Like that sounds great. What about the bad times? I think Melissa can agree with the BS that you just slid out there, Mr. 3.0. Um, don't have that look. What what about the bad times? I mean, because with good comes bad. And I
Oh,
wish
absolutely. Well,
Mr. Goodnight
well,
was
for
on here
me,
too. Huh?
reaching a higher age in my bracket,
Getting
I
old.
have learned.
You could say getting old.
Yeah, but anyway, I've learned. You know what I'm saying? That the good, I mean, the bad is not. I don't look at bad as being bad. I look at bad as learning something else about that person that help you be able to continue this relationship. So I mean, it could be bad. It could be a crazy
What's
argument.
bad? So we talking relationships, we talking
Hmm.
male, female. What's bad? Because
Uh,
I know everything. I mean, I just want to know, like, so what's bad? That bad?
it's what bad?
The fact that I
Bad?
know everything. I know everything. So
Yeah, you're my best friend. I get it. I got it.
so
And and I have been through some things, which is understandable. But
so how do you address the bad things? I mean, is there something like being a pro relationship that you would look at and say, okay, I'm learning this person. How do men deal with it? Because women, we learn to forgive and let things slide and go, or we learn you. So how do men cope with it? Because far as I'm concerned, I don't know if y'all can cope. Like, I'm an open communicator, so for me it's
Right.
conversation. But and I found somebody who basically likes to also communicate. But in the case that you have a man that's not a communicator, how is that handled? Like, how do you deal with it?
Well, for so many years.
I think I lost Mr. Goodnight, because if he was on here, he would have a line, and I'd be able to bring him on.
Right. For
He don't
me,
have a line.
uh, I'm gonna
Hi,
say
Blair. Hi,
in
Melissa.
my past, meaning years back, and leading up to now, um, women have showed me different ways. I'll say that much. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I cope with it a little bit differently because I let my emotions and my anger kind of take control of the situation. But
So
now,
certain things they
I'm,
do can piss you off.
hmm?
So certain things us women do, we can definitely piss you off. What would make
Yeah,
you walk away from a relationship? Like, how drastic could it get for you to be like, you know what? And I'm talking, we still on chemistry. We still really talking chemistry. Like,
absolutely,
what
absolutely.
what in a woman's chemistry could turn you off and make you say, no, I'm done. I'm out. You getting on my nerves.
I don't know. I don't think I've reached that yet. I'm be honest with you. I think the only thing that's a big turnoff for me is if we get physical or things get to the point where it's physical. But as far as the chemistry wise, it's like either things that I'm not used to doing or things that I'm not, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
really into is not it's not a bad thing to me no more. Like it's just something new that
So
I'm
you
learning.
adjust.
So yeah, I mean, because if you're going to be in a relationship, you're going to be in a committed relationship, then it's going to be a lot of things that you probably don't do or not used to doing. And if you don't cope with it or you're not trying to cope with it, then it's not really seeming like you're going to give that relationship the fight that it really deserves.
I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight no more. People probably like, what is she drinking? I just don't. Over the years, I've become very humble, um, and militant when it comes down. I'm just strictly to my relationship. I abide by the rules, whatever they
Do you?
may be,
Yeah.
and I stick to it. Yeah. So listen,
Mm.
I'm a fool, right? Like at
Mm.
this point, I'm just like, you win. So, all right, I got questions coming in. I love questions. So, how would I know if my man likes spending time with my friends and family?
Mm. Is that a question for
I
you
know
or
this is
my?
just coffee, by the
No,
way.
I said, is that a question for you or is that's a question somebody
Yeah,
asked you?
answer me because I don't know nothing. I ain't no man. I'm a girl. He better like it. He better like everything that I like. Period.
Oh, the question was for me.
On God. The question is for you, sir.
Okay, what is the question again?
How would I know if my man likes spending time with my family and friends?
You would tell about the vibes.
There we go. Here we go. We're gonna bring another man on.
There we go. Yeah, help me out. What Lord, the questions was definitely covered in. I know that was just the beginning of the ice.
What
But
you
yeah, I
have
mean,
to do to get in, because it's
all
saying
I did
Lewis.
was all I did was hit the little green button on that was next to the comment, and I popped right in.
All right, he gonna have to do that too, whatever that is, because it's not letting him.
But yeah, the vibe. I would just say the vibe. Like when you get around family, you get to the function, and you try to be, cool, laid back, or you know what I mean. You start talking to the family and all that, and if it go right, it go right. If it go wrong, it go wrong. You get what I'm saying? But I mean, for me, it's like it's not always gonna go right. Everybody don't think alike. Everybody don't like certain things. You know what I mean? You could be on this path and they be on a whole nother note. It's just like, no, this ain't gonna miss. It's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So then at that point you just play your cool role and be relaxed.
Have you ever been in a situation where the family just don't like you?
Absolutely. I did. And so what I did was remove myself from the situation. Babe, I'll see you later. You know what I'm saying? You enjoy your family function, and I'm gonna go to my family function.
No, you gotta come, even if my family don't like you, because who want to talk about them with me? But we gonna sit there and talk about them. I don't care. So, all right, I got more. I got more questions coming. I don't know why I cannot bring him on. It is like you know what? They don't want to see me and Mr. Goodnight on the screen together. I'm convinced that the CIA has tapped in and they like, you know what? Somebody reported this show. They seen it. They were like, them two cannot be on that screen at the same time. So we going to block him. We going to block everything. I mean, like, seriously, everybody can get on but him. Everybody got a green line. I see the line that said bring him on camera. Then it got a note like, he can't. See if you can request me as a friend, Dave. I don't know.
Do you want me to come off to see if he can come on?
That's not what it is. That's not what it is. It's saying that he gotta be my friend. I got something I'm thinking. But I thought he was my friend. He is my friend. Facebook, I'm telling you, Facebook don't want us on this screen together. He must about to say some top secret classified stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't want him on here. That's how
they said his name. It went past the radar. It was like,
they was like, oh no, too much promotion. Oh. Yeah, they don't want him on this screen because I'm sure he got some stuff to say. And yeah, that they.
You froze up a little bit.
Figure out what was going on, but you know what? I don't know. I just don't know. I'm hitting buttons. It ain't. Yeah, everybody got a line. He got a line, but it's just like no, nope. I'm telling you, it's him. They don't want him on the screen with me because it's going to go down. All right. These questions came in all day. I've been getting text messages with crazy questions. All right, this is a good one. Do we have enough sex? So you about to drink some water. How do we know if we're having enough sex? I feel like look at this question. That's the question. How do a woman know? Like, I know a lot of men like a lot, some don't like as much, or vice versa, you know, as far as a woman and a man. How do you know if you basically, you know, being available enough?
That all goes back to chemistry. Like with y'all chemistry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
well, suppose the chemistry is a little off, but that person really, really like you. Don't do that. Them eyes.
I'm just saying, if the chemistry off, a lot of sex is not going to be happening.
Unless y'all just got a sex. Can't you just have like a sexual chemistry and then everything else kind of be like?
No.
Why y'all?
I mean, well, I'm just speaking for myself. I'm speaking for myself now.
I heard. I don't know. I heard.
I can't even have casual sex. Uh-oh. So I know I can't. If I ain't got no chemistry with a person, like I'm not gonna be into it.
So you can't have casual sex. Why can't you?
I cannot. I absolutely can't.
Melissa says, you know that don't work. I want to bring her on. Let's see if we can bring Melissa on.
But what don't work?
I don't know.
God, Melissa.
I'm curious. Nope, she won't let me bring her
in. I'm curious what don't work. She probably saying what I'm saying. I hope she said what I'm saying, because if you ain't got
Melissa,
no
could you tell us here like what don't work? She got something to say. What? You know that don't work. What don't work, Melissa?
That don't work. I'm hoping she's saying no chemistry, no sex.
She got a green.
I mean, that's hard. That is really hard. So like, chemistry is definitely a big part of getting in the mood for sex, during sex, and everything.
Oh, she agreeing with you. She agreeing with you. I don't know. All right, here's where I beg to differ.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I heard I heard that you could just have sexual chemistry with some people and that's it. And really not have a bunch to say to them, but that part is so good that you just do that, and you know, everything else is everything. You ain't got to chit chat with them or be in another type of relationship with them.
And you're definitely right. That's for people that really
you need chemistry for sex.
How else you going to reach new heights?
Thank you.
Well, sometimes
Absolutely.
you're not
See?
trying to really get to new. Suppose you ain't trying to get to no new heights. Suppose you like the height that you at, where that person
See,
takes you.
you're talking about those type of people that get that like that that
There we
you know
go.
that first sight. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of like see somebody and be
Here we
attracted to
go.
the
I
type of
want to
people
see.
that
Yeah.
get that like.
There we go. There we
We
go.
in
Right
there.
here.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can hear
we
you, good
can
brother.
hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, okay. Finally, I had to get the woman to help me get in here now. You know, man. Think of the man. What's up?
What's good brother?
Trying to maintain. Let's see what we got going on. Finally, I want to hear these questions.
Yes.
See what
So
the deal is.
he been trying to hang, but I don't know.
He's the man, though. He the man. He's been holding it down. I've been
You
listening.
said I've been trying to hang.
Okay.
He's been trying to hang. So
I'm gonna let you have that one, Nina.
Let's see.
All right, so I'm gonna bring him while we on the camera. G, I'm gonna let you off for a second. Stay tuned. We might be bringing you back.
Well,
Everybody
man, we need that man. Go ahead.
Yeah, he gonna come back. He gonna want to come
Okay.
back. Well, G, just log out. There we go.
Finally got some sound and some value.
I don't know what's going on. I told you they wasn't trying to let us be on the screen together. I'm sure that's what it was.
I think that's what it was.
They was like, you know what? I got 3 inboxes that was like, oh God, not y'all too.
So you want to dig into some questions, or you want me to drop some knowledge on them to start and get them fired up? What you want to do?
I definitely want to. We're gonna do both. So I'm gonna hold the questions because I just went over a few. I'm just picking through, but let's drop some knowledge on them. Like, men's truth. Tell me a little bit about this.
All right, the men's truth that we're talking about is that I want to get to one of the main things that women worry about when it comes to men's and their quote unquote floating eye and little stuff like that. There are a couple of things that are just innate. There's temptation, lust, and opportunity. Those 3 things are of issue with men. The temptation, always going to be there. Looking, seeing, because we are hunters by nature. That's what we understand. We are hunters by nature. Lust, when you're talking about dark skin, light skin, thick, thin, short hair, long hair, all these things are extremely appealing to a man. But I want women to be clear about something. The only thing that can get a man in trouble is he's exercised opportunity. I'm going to repeat that. Temptation is innate. Lust, we have it in us. Opportunity is always around us, but the only time you can actually get in trouble if you exercise that opportunity. So women are like, what is he doing? How come is this and that? If he does not exercise the opportunity, leave him alone.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
How about that? But how do we know that he's not exercising the opportunity?
Now that's something a little different. Now you may know your man's pattern behavior. You know some things about them. You can tell if they're, been a little different, if they being a little more isolated, time management's different. There's a lot of different things that give you signals that something ain't right. But the reality is, understand that there is no one script to have a relationship. You and your partner, you and your man, you and your woman, if y'all got the same sex relationship, y'all have the conversation saying, this is how our relationship is laid out. And other people on the sideline need to go somewhere else. If they're not on the front line, you stay on the sideline. And it's not up to them to understand your relationship. It's only for you and him, or you and her to understand, or her and her, him and him to understand it. And that's all that matters. You ain't got to explain it to nobody else.
Right.
Now, the other truth is, and women won't get mad, men that have married a lot of women is not for the reason y'all think. Not the reason. Now, it's not is that cheaper to keep her? We've been involved so long. I owe it to her. A lot of things will surprise women. They'll be upset. Doesn't mean he doesn't love you. Doesn't mean that he doesn't want to be with you, but it's not what you think sometimes. Now, Nina, here is the biggest thing of all. As a woman, as a man, but women, I'm going to talk to y'all directly. Men only see you 2 ways. Should I give it to them?
Please do. Please.
Okay.
By all means.
Here it is. And we want comments. We want follow-up on this. Either you are an investment or you're just a mess with.
I like that.
I want to be clear. Either we view you as an investment or a mess with. Now, I can view you as an investment doesn't mean we will get to the ultimate level of getting married or being together, because other things can be an issue, but I view you as a person I could see myself with. But then, ladies, there are some people who are just a mess with. I already know we're not going nowhere. It ain't going to be nothing. It can be a whole bunch of empty promises. And remember, kisses aren't contracts and presents aren't promises.
I know that's right.
Some things are just what it is. But you got to look back at your dating life and ask yourself this question. Have the men I've dated looked at me as, have more of the men I've dated looked at me as an investment or a mess with? And only you can answer that question when you go back in your mind or start jotting down, well, this guy was this was that. Don't lie to yourself.
Right.
When you look at it, the majority of people you dated, whether it's a short list or long list, would you say majority of them saw you as an investment, or would you say majority of them saw you as just a mess with? And it go vice versa for women too.
Right. So I have a question.
Yes.
For those who are in long-term, so a lot of women, you know, get in these relationships, they be with somebody for like 10 years. And then all of a sudden something happened, what have you, they break up, and then he go get married. Like, to this chick he just met in 2 days or so, like, you know, not 2 days, but you know, he just met this woman, you done spent 10 years building things with him, y'all break up, boom, now it's a wedding plan, and you like, well, when did this even happen? How does that transition happen for men, and why?
Men transition very quickly. We don't take a long time to have to get over or get by. We move on quickly. The reality is when you're involved with somebody for such a long time, 9, 10 years, that there's a stalemate. There's a period of you're not going nowhere, he ain't going nowhere. So nobody's continuing to date. Nobody's continuing to fight at the same way. We just fell into a routine.
Right.
Now, where we get hurt at is when some new excitement come in with something that triggers our mind, gets us involved emotionally, gets us more fired up. Like, oh, there's some new excitement right here. And now you find yourself saying, I've been in this same situation all these years and it's just routine. Now I'm going somewhere else where there's new excitement. They got me thinking different, behaving different. And you know what? I'll take a chance at that right now. And somebody said, well, I was here for 10 years. You don't understand. You don't understand. Because I love him. That's a dangerous word. Because I love him.
Right.
You have to be able to look at yourself and say, you know what? If this ain't working, we ain't going nowhere. I'm not asking nothing. I'm demanding. See, y'all women, y'all don't ask. Y'all don't demand nothing. Y'all ask and ask stuff. And, you know, and what we do is, as soon as, Nina, you said, I'm leaving, I'm out of here, and I got my bag, now all of a sudden, I'm going to take you out to dinner. Now I'm going to find the time to go out and spend with you until we get you back in a certain frame of mind where you shut up. Then we'll go right back to the same thing until you complain or threaten to leave us again.
So what is, when you say women don't demand, what do you mean? Because when you say this to a woman, we feel like, oh, we got to put our foot down, and we think, you know, hierarchy type demand, as in, you know, you better do this or else. When you say demand from a man's perspective, what does demand
mean? Means that you should require some things of me that involve consistency. If I met you, taking you out, we're going skating and bowling. If I'm planning events for you, I'm planning things for you, that should continue once we decide to be together. If I'm no longer doing that, then you should say, oh, wait a minute. I need the guy who showed up, you know, 6 months ago. I need the guy who will call me and say, asking me, do we have plans? I got things set up for us for Friday or Tuesday or whatever. There has to be a consistency because men hate routine, men get bored, and then their attitude about you will change. But as women, you have to say, like I say for women, the most important thing to ask the man that approach you. You want to know it? You want to know it?
Yes.
You want to know?
Please.
If any man approach you, get out of his car, any man want to talk to you, he's confident enough to approach you. You let him say whatever he needs to say to you. But this is what you say to him in response. You ask him this question. what is it about you that will make me want to have you in my life? Now, he can respond this way, Dag, sis, why are you coming at me like that? He's out. He's out. He's out. Or he can say, oh, I'll show you better than I can tell you. Nah, I don't want that. When you ask that question, ladies, what you're asking is, you're asking him to tell you who he is as a man.
Right.
When you say, well, why should I have you in my life? I'm going to support you in your dreams and endeavors. I'm a God-fearing man. I'm considerate. I'm loving. You want him to tell you who he is. Now, here's where you get him, Nina. If that man gets to that point where he's not the guy who says, why are you coming at me? If he's not the guy that says, I'll show you better than I'll tell you. If he is a man who tells you who he is, here's how you ladies follow it up with. I'm going to hold you accountable to that. Now, there's only two things he can do. Either he can bail out and run, or he's leaving saying, I have to live up to what I said to this woman. I got to come correct. I got to be straight. And I must show her that what came out of my mouth is I'm living exactly that.
Right.
Y'all have to ask us the right questions. A lot of times y'all don't.
Yeah. Or none at all. We don't.
Oh, none at all.
We spend time, definitely. I was guilty of not asking the right questions. And as I shared, like I got older and said, look, okay, I'm not willing to waste my time anymore. I want to know before we get started, and that's the thing, asking the right questions.
You gotta ask us the right questions.
This is good. This is so good. Like I should have, my therapist, they don't know that you're my therapist, but.
Right. You gotta asking the right questions, and people can't be afraid that says, you know what, if I lay it out on the line, they can't say I did lie to them. You never want to take a person's choice away from being with you. Exactly. That's the biggest thing. That's the one thing I had to learn. I was so busy trying to live one way, thinking another way, uncertain, unsure. And then one day I just woke up and said, you know what? I'm going to tell you everything you want, and I'm walking away, and it's up to you to make a choice if you want to give me an opportunity or a chance.
Right.
That way, I'm fine. You can't say, well, he didn't tell me this. He didn't tell me that. No. And then we got to get past, as men, as we get older, and my brother was just talking about getting older, we're not fearful of being alone. See, women, y'all worry about, I'm going to get heavier, or nobody's going to want me, and I'm getting older, and these young girls. As men, we feel as though as long as we got a place to stay, we got some income coming in and some wheels to get around. I don't care how big my belly get, how far my hairline go back, there's going to be some woman that's going to want me.
Right.
And women don't feel the same.
No, not at all.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. I got to do this and that. And man, these young girls. No, we as men, we don't have fear of being alone. Somebody's going to want us. Somebody is going to want us.
That's true. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
So that's right. We want to get into some questions. We want to get into some truth. What?
So you got more truth before I hit you with some questions?
Okay. Hey, you can go some questions out there.
All right. So here one of the questions. I'm looking at my computer. So how does a woman know if she makes her man feel appreciated?
We got certain looks. We got certain attitudes that we will have around you. We got an extra little pep in our step. We got a different little smile. And we're going to look at you, might shake our head a certain way. And there might be little things that let you know that you're in our future. We might start asking questions like, yeah, how would you feel, if we was traveling? Or different things that come out of our mouths that you would say, wait a minute, this man must be viewing me a different way. And the appreciation that you will get is now we will find ourselves trying to do extra things to make you feel appreciated. You know what, man? Usually I'm tossing stuff around this house. No, this house is going to be clean. It's going to be spotless. Right. Or you know what? I know she like to have some duck or, some roasted duck, or she wants some lamb. You know what? I'm going to go pick that up. Or, while I was out, we're going to start planning different for you when we feel as though we're appreciated. Because we as men, we need comments. We want to know our shirt is nice. We want to know we smell good. We want to know that haircut is nice. We want to know. We need those things also, even though we don't say it much.
Right.
We need that encouragement, that recognition that, oh, okay, you looking sexy. Man, give me that. Give me that any day.
That's real. That's real.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm gonna go back to some of the earlier questions I asked. G, what is your favorite thing about a relationship? So, for women, we get into relationships because X, Y, and Z. What would a man's, what are some of the things men get into relationships for?
Okay. Now, we get into relationships for a certain degree of security. Because we want women that will, like, there are a lot of men that will date multiple women at one time. What we're looking for is what woman will separate herself from the rest of the pack. Something that will make you say, you know what? I got Nina who called me, I got Tracy who called me, and I got Stephanie, and they all want to go out Friday. I'm going out with Nina. Right. There's something about you that separated everybody else. And I tell some people, dating one person at a time. For some people, yeah, I'm going to date one person, see where it goes. Man, forget that. Date multiple people, because you will find yourself eliminating people who will not get your time. And you're going to fall right in line with the person you connect with the most, that you want to spend time with, and you want to go out with. That's how it's going to fall. I will always encourage people, date multiple people.
Right.
People are going to fall off, and somebody going to stand out of that group.
Yeah.
And that's who you're going to find yourself with. Now it's your job to maintain that person. And they have to maintain you.
Right.
But one of the best things about getting in a relationship is spontaneity. It is, I was telling a woman, I said, if I get married, me and my wife got to live in two different houses. They was like, what kind of nonsense is that? Right. I said, I don't want to see her every day. They was like, what you mean you don't want to see her? You married to her? I said, it's something about the buildup of seeing a person.
I agree with that. Right.
You got people in relationships that say, once we started to live together, we don't have sex as much as we used to when we was living in separate houses.
Right.
There's not that same fire and passion and desire, because what when you were not living in the same house was there was a buildup to the next time I see Nina.
Right.
So now I'm excited. I plan for you. I've cleared my schedule of anything. There's going to be no interruption, because I know on Thursday at 8:00 you're coming over, or Tuesday I'm coming to see you. And that's where we lose a lot of our fire for one another, because of routine and repetition.
Right. That's true. That is absolutely true. Which is why I always say two entrepreneurs are a good couple, because we're always too busy for each other. So when we do plan that time out to be together, it's like, oh my God, I got so much to tell you. I can't wait to see you. We want this passion. We just want to spend time. I want to lay up with you, whatever. But all of that comes with that little bit of absence that we have, instead of coming home to that same person every day, knowing they're going to be sitting on the couch with the remote, or playing a game, or sleep, whatever the situation may be. It does change it a little bit. So let me see before we let you jump into some more man facts here. This was a good one. How would I know if my man likes spending time with my family or friends?
He'll start asking questions about, anything going on with your family, or what's going on with your brother, or is your uncle, I really like that guy. Then you'll see how their attitude is once they're in that circle. If they just chilling off, sitting on the couch, if they just not interacting with people, not being vocal, you're going to see that, man, this setting ain't really for them. But if they jump in, start talking with various people, not just the men, women there, you see, okay, they cool and comfortable around my family.
Right.
Because as men, we either you're going to make something happen, either you're going to watch something happen, or you're going to wonder what happened.
Right.
And most of the time, we come in there watching before we start making things happen. Because we want to know, whose place this is. You don't want to overstep nobody's boundaries. You want to make sure that, you can vibe with certain people. We got to fill it out. But if he likes your family, he's going to ask questions about people in your family, or looking forward to the next event.
Right. Well, they coming in with my family. We all know my family don't do nothing for party. So I'm Uncle Jeffrey's niece.
That's right.
So drop a couple more, men, some men truths. I like that. I mean, you're really digging in here, and I think the guys is really being receptive as well as the women.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is, like I said, we're not fearful of being alone. But another truth that we as men look at is, quality over quantity.
Mm.
You know, the quality of the woman. A woman cursing a lot, not gonna get the vibe. A woman who's a sloppy drunk, we don't want heavy drinkers.
Right.
We want women that stand out, and we get more fired up for a woman who has a certain level of confidence within her.
Mm-hmm.
We want a confident woman. We want a woman that's, people say ride or die. It's not about just ride or die. It's about I am me, you are you, and it has to be a healthy, balancing relationship. There is, you got your personal time, he has his personal time, and we have our personal time together, and all three must be respected.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Men, we got a very short list of what we want from a woman. We don't have that long list. No, we don't have that long list. You ask any man, you know, very short.
Mm-hmm.
Because our needs are not as great as yours.
Right.
We keep it simple, you know. And then the other thing is, women might start getting mad at me, though, when we talked about cheating. And you ask men, why did you mess with that woman? We don't know her name. All we can do is what we see. We can care less about that. We have tunnel vision when it comes to that.
Right.
But here's the thing I want you to understand. Men may want new excitement, but we do not want to trade you in for that other woman.
Mm.
Doesn't make it better. Like, oh, what you mean? Cheating is cheating. That ain't where I am. I want you to understand is that if we want you, you get all the perks. We want to travel with you, go out with you, do stuff with you, build with you. That other woman was just new excitement. Right. And I'm not saying women don't want new excitement. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I can go and mess with some chick, and as soon as I leave her house, I can call you, Nina, you want me to bring you home some Chinese food? Right. And not think about it twice. Right. And not think about it twice.
Right.
But we as men feel as though for you as a woman to get involved for God, there's a little bit more emotion. We can't take it. We can't take y'all messing with somebody else. We can't. We're not built that way. We're not built to say, what? She did this? Oh, he was just some new excitement. Huh? I'm supposed to be that boy. I'm that boy. I'm that man.
He was a little new excitement. You be all right.
Yeah, we can't take it. Because no matter what your number is, no matter how many guys you've been with, it's too many to us. Right. It's too many. Now, there's two things you never ask nobody either. You never ask, as a man, you never ask a woman how many people she been with, and you never asked her, am I the best you ever had? Because you might get embarrassed. Stay away from those questions. Stop asking stuff to try to flex, to be the man, or be that chick. Women don't ask guys that because you don't want to know the answers either.
Right.
Never ask nobody, are you the best I ever had? You the best I ever had today. But you don't, certain things you stay away. You don't ask that question. Right. You might get embarrassed.
Right.
That's the truth. Men, you don't do that. You don't do that.
One other question I know has been lingering. Men in truth. Like, I know, even for my relationship, he's big on honesty. So how do men like really feel about, women who are honest or dishonest?
A dishonest woman breaks our spirit. Because the hardest thing to do is get, especially black men, to the point of even committing to a woman. That's hard, man. Because there are things growing up that we looked at that other men threw on us. They threw what was called the numbers game. Man, you realize how many women there are to men? There are 12 women for every man, you got at least 8. And then for the guys that's locked up, that's another 8. You got 16. For the people that decides to deal in an alternative lifestyle and date the same sex, you taking 8. Don't you realize there's 24 women to 1 for you? And when that's in your mind, you're like, man, I want my 24. It's hard to lock into one. Now there are some guys who have the discipline to say, I'm committed to this one woman and I can stick to it. My brother been married 3 times. Had 1 divorce. 6 months later, he got married again. And then once his wife passed away from cancer, within a year later, he met somebody, he's married. He's used to that cycle, committed. He has the discipline. Him and I growing up in the same household, I didn't have the same discipline.
Okay.
When people say it's how your parents raised you, no. My mom and dad had him and had I. His outlook on women is totally different. He's a one at a time. I'm gonna see where it goes. I don't mess around. I'm gonna commit, and we gonna roll.
So does that have something to do with the personality?
It's personality, and that's what I'm saying. It's not about who raised you. It is who you are and how you develop and how you saw life as you were growing up.
Right.
I saw life different. Like my brother wanted to be married. Me, it was not important to me. Now, children was important to me. I said, I want to have a child, but I ain't got to be married.
Okay.
You know, I'm not stressed if I get married or not. Because for me, I said I had to meet somebody who put me in a frame of mind of getting married. Okay. It wasn't, I'm getting 30, I'm 40, oh, I got to have somebody. No. It was, I wanted to be spontaneous, that somebody came into my life that had me thinking like, yo, this woman right here, man, I can see myself being with her. You know, I could marry her. But prior to that, I was like, man, I ain't got no interest in getting married. I ain't afraid of being alone because I've never had trouble meeting women. So I'm not fearful. No.
And that, I guess that also goes with your confidence level too, because you know all men aren't confident either. You know, it's just like if I don't go here and lock Shorty down, this one I got right now, then you know I may not meet nobody that has the same qualities that she do. You know, and I meet guys or whatever. You know, this is a conversation that they have. So I think for you, it's also a confidence level. We know you're confident through the roof.
Right, and so, then you don't want this locking down, and then there is not controlling somebody.
Okay. Right.
See, some men have fear that if I don't have her, I might be in trouble because I don't have many suitors looking for me.
Right.
Like some guys, the only person calling them is scam likely. That's the only person calling them. So their phone, people not in their inboxes. Nobody's giving them that kind of attention. So their fear is, man, since this one is there, I'm gonna do everything to control the situation.
Right.
Where people have to be able to find freedom within their relationship. And you have to, both of y'all have to have personal lives outside of one another.
Yes.
Or you set yourself up.
So important. Right.
You better have some girlfriends. Y'all better have some girl night out. And if you got girls night out on Thursday and you meet me, guess what? You better keep girls night Thursday. If that guy if he playing ball Monday with the fellas or watching Monday Night Football, you can't come in and interrupt that. Right. You got to say, you know what? That's a part of his script. Not, you're the only friend. I'm the only friends you need. Nah, we ain't doing that.
Oh. I know I do that to my husband. I be like, come on, BFF. Right. Best friends forever.
But here it is. But we got to have that conversation and not fearful of it.
Right.
I think every marriage yearly needs to have a sit-down evaluation to see if we should continue or not.
Yeah. Look at the contract. Let's go over it.
Let's look at it. Listen, you know, are we moving in the best direction? Are both of us happy where we are? I mean, people are supposed to communicate daily on an ongoing basis and all of that. I understand that. But there should always be an evaluation period of our relationship, married or not. Because instead of you wasting time, or feelings changing, why can't we sit down? I don't care if you designate, you know what, every 6 months we're going to sit and have a heart-to-heart about, should we be continuing to move in this direction, or is it best that we start to look at other options or alternatives?
Well, and I think that you make a valid point there, because you think about any other relationship, whether it be business, a job, we have that evaluation period. So why not with something, the most important relationship in your life, you know, sit down and really discuss, hey, you know, how are we doing? You know, do you like it here?
Do you like it here? You want to stay here? You know?
Right.
Now, the other thing that I'm gonna say something that I want you to soak for a second. Attraction can be a problem when it comes to truth. Let me explain to you. You have a little, you know, I know you like to party in your family and all, so you got your girlfriends and them together. Guys come over and y'all got guys in there, and you know, we all there at the table enjoying ourselves, and we start having conversations. If I'm attracted to Nina, I'm gonna be mindful of what I say, because man, I don't want her to think this way about me. Right. Because I like it. But if I say this, see, we can't get truth out because of attraction a lot of times. Well, I don't want to say nothing because I don't want him to think this. I don't want her to think that. Where sometimes you just got to show up and say, this is who I genuinely am. This is how I genuinely feel, and let it be what it is. But we have a fear that if I open my mouth and tell my truth, you may not want me.
Right. Right. And I think that goes vice versa, even for women. I mean, I dealt with that personally, where, you know, my husband didn't know me, you know, like most people know Nina Capone, know Jamila, or whatever from that world. So he got to just meet me, and then it was, you know, kind of really getting to know me. So the impression of when you hear, you know, this chick was a rapper, you know, what was she into? And if you don't know my life, like you've been around me for many, many years, you know, I carried myself a certain way, even during those times. Whereas, you know, just the thought, like, all right, she in the hip hop, she know all these rappers. So, you know, what was going through his mind. So, you know, I think that's one of the things I struggled with. Just letting him, you know, just kind of, I had to lay it out. I had to say, this is who I am. And, you know, my history is not what you think it is. And that's just it. You know, I'm technically a nerd. Like, yeah, I can rap, but that's because I'm good at putting words, pronouns, and all that shit together and make it work. But it's not really what people think, you know. And I think that's one of the things that that we struggle with for the first few years. Really getting him to understand who I am. And the rapper that we seen, that facade was just that, and I'm just me, you know. So I think that you really hit that one on the head. That was
the other truth, women had to understand about men is that when women say, well, I did my own schooling, I'm college educated, I own my own house, I got my own career, that don't mean nothing to us. That's just personal accomplishment. And women start saying, I deserve a good man because, all you did was accomplish some personal things. That doesn't guarantee you a good man. That doesn't make you a good person. That just tells me that you were disciplined, that you were organized, and you had a plan. But so many women think, I deserve a good man because I did these personal accomplishments. As men, we be like, that don't mean nothing to me. That's your stuff. That's your stuff. And women be like, huh? How can he walk away from what I have? Because that's what you have.
Right.
And there are sometimes as men and women, you can talk your way out of a good person. And sometimes, and the other part of it is that when you say there are no good men, there are no good women, there are tons of them. You're just not attracted to them.
Right.
You come across them daily. You're just not attracted to them.
Yeah.
You know, nobody say you got to be with somebody that's ugly, somebody with a bad attitude and this and that. But my biggest truth is, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Here's the truth. Ladies, stop telling a man, I'm done, I'm so done, and not be done. Because we don't believe you.
So when you say we don't believe you, what does that mean? What do you feel
just
like
saying,
we just
she'll
talking?
Be back. Let me give her a little tune up. Let me spend a little time with her. She'll shut up and she'll fall back in line. Stop telling people you're done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm just so done. No, you're not.
Right.
Stop doing that. Because we don't believe you. Done means dead bolted. When a guy say he's done, it's going to be dead bolted. He's going to walk it off.
Right.
As ladies, y'all keep saying, I'm done. And we say, no, she's not. No, she's not.
But I think that comes with a sense of self. I was a done person, but I'm also a done person. So if anybody know me, when I'm finished, I move on. I'm done. You know, but I've also, been in a relationship where I feel like I'm done for the moment, but what I learned to do was not, I'll be pissed off, but I learned to sit my ass down and shut up. And like, you know what, I'm gonna thug it out and I'm gonna just tell him like, look, I hate you, you stupid, whatever, but I'm gonna sit here and do it and not walk out that door. Just so we don't go through that, because I feel like when we separate during that time of escalation, I feel like, then it's time to think now, women, we get there and now we got a list of things to think about. We want to, I wasn't really as mad as I came off. Let me talk to him. Now he's somewhere pissed off, ignoring me. And now I'm even getting even more mad. So I think that's one of the things that, even though we want to be done, it's a way to do it. It's a way to say, okay, I'm done, or I'm pissed off, or you hurt me. Communication is the biggest key. And I think that's something that, I've learned over the years. And I'm a communicator. But when it comes down to anger in that relationship, that communication should go out the window. It's gone.
And both people got to be conscious. Like if we got a disagreement, that you don't stop me from leaving, standing in front of the door and all of that. Let me go walk it off.
Right. Right.
Because right now, no, we're gonna talk about this right now. No,
Right.
no. Now, if you're upset about something and you don't want to talk about it as men, all we want to know is, yo, something's bothering you. That don't mean we want to talk to you right now. As long as you inform me, yo, something going on. I got an attitude today. Okay. Now I can walk and do what I want. As long as I know if it ain't about me, now I can walk. And now if you want to talk about it, we can. The problem is that I always hated trying to figure out and guess what's going on with you. Well, what's wrong? Why our attitude different? Just say, yo, I had a bad day today. I don't feel like talking about anything. I will inform you when I'm ready. Guess what? Right. As men, okay, I'm good. Now I can go finish doing what I'm doing. Right. Go watch the game, cook something, go outside, because that unknown kills us. Like, what's bothering? What's going on? Was it me? Was it this? That? Nobody feel like going through that.
Right.
Just let it be known, because everything can't be discussed. And as men, we can't be trying to make women talk either. Like, tell me what it is. What's going on? All we ask our women to do is say, listen, I'm in a certain zone or whatever's going on. I don't want to talk about it right now. I just need a minute. Guess what? And we should give you that minute, and we ask y'all to give us that minute. Right. And when you're ready to talk or share, then you share. The problem is forcing people. No, now people standing in front of the door, blocking the door, so you don't. No. Give us a chance. Doesn't mean we run from everything. Doesn't mean we're escaping. But sometimes, before it gets emotionally too high, let me go ahead and get myself
we all
together.
Cool off different. We all
and revisit. Yeah, and then revisit. Oh yeah.
So I got another question coming in. I don't know if you're familiar with the Kevin guy and the high value.
They gotta be on.
Okay. Yeah. So this question comes by way of those people. And the question is, what do you think about these women right now? A lot of women are becoming successful, and they're, seeming like, they want that high value man. What are your thoughts and takes on, if I'm dating you and we're like, and I'm like, okay, you don't make six figures, you can't buy me the dream house, so where I want it or whatever. What do you think? What's your opinion on that right now, where a lot of women are expecting to have the high value man without investing in him, but just deserve it because I've done well for myself?
Right. And we talked about that a little bit earlier, just when you're saying I deserve a good man. But now you're talking about, because I have my degree and I have my car and I have my business and I have my 6-figure salary, I should have a man who's equivalent to me.
Right.
Wanting that and being prepared for somebody there, because a man, especially a black man, is at that level, knows there are tons of options out there for him, that he's a person in high demand because of the things he accomplished.
Right.
Now, I can give you a 6-figure man, but he might have the worst attitude you ever been around.
Right.
So you got to be careful what you're asking for on that level. Right. Wanting certain thing of a person should not be quantitated by how much they make. You want to make sure that y'all will be okay if y'all together as a couple, as a family, if y'all want to build together. That's understandable. The reality is, it's, can you maintain that level, and has that level changed who you are as a quality of person? There are women that say, I deserve this, I deserve that, then get mad at basketball players, football players, because they decide to go an alternative route and go out with somebody that doesn't look like them or their mother. Right. And saying, what did that chick do that I didn't do? Right. Yeah, it's all individual. But the reality of asking of someone means that you're going to show up with just as much and prepared to be able to be in partnership and understand, I am just as valuable as you are. You are just as valuable to me. And we're going to figure out what makes sense to us. The dollar amount is one thing. The true value of the person is the interior.
Right.
Will they do enough to maintain me emotionally, spiritually? You want somebody that is going to have you so fired up that you wake up and drink the water out the iron. That's how fired you want. That's how fired up you want them to be about you.
Right.
Not your bank account. I want them, because I always tell people, like, I'm not big on strip clubs. I love women. I can go to strip club, but I'm bored. Why am I bored? Somebody say, how can you be bored with all that behind and chest around? I said, because It's the fantasy of someone who just wants me to tip them. Now, let it be the woman I'm seeing, and she's showing up with them heels on, and she got that fishnet and all of that. My attitude is different because I know it's about me.
Right.
When I'm there, it's just show.
Right.
I don't want show. I want reality. And those are the things that I need women to understand also when it comes to us. Be our reality and our fantasy.
Now, speaking of such, one of the big topics that I discussed the other day on the show, black men dating out of their race, comparing the submissiveness of a black woman versus a woman outside of our race, whether she be Hispanic, Asian, or Caucasian. One of the big challenges is, you know, a lot of black women struggle with saying, hey, he left me for her. Why? You know, and the answer from the black guy was literally, well, she's more submissive than you. They're more submissive than black women. And why do you think that these guys are saying that?
It's one thing about confrontation, and it's a shame that black women have lived with the label of being confrontational, aggressive, mouthy, non-listening, where you've had women in other cultures who've been somewhat trained and guided to saying, yo, this is the role you play if you want certain types of men. And women of color who have had to carry our race for so long has been the backbone and supporter and the head of families and all of that, saying, wait a minute, you realize how much work I had to do, how many hats I had to wear, and now you're asking me to just step down and assume a whole different role? Forget that. I'm going to let it be known how I feel, what I think, and you're not going to do this to me, that to me, because there's a lot of things that we carry that's been generational.
Right.
We as men need to start modeling the behavior with the person that we with, so that other men and women can learn from. It's the modeling of the behavior. People in other cultures have been schooled, trained, and already have a different script that we don't have. They're saying, you want to get married? You want a man? We can marry to a man with money. This is what you do.
This is what you do, right?
And then once you're in that position and get to that point, now you can flex and do whatever you want, because now you have arrived.
Right.
And we don't, our women of color don't do that, because you have been.
We don't have anything to latch on and get that from. I feel like, you know, and I did, you know, where I can find my submissiveness, because, you know, I have a married mom and a grandma who's, you know, these women were married in my family, but I had model women to look towards and talk to, and, you know, mentor me into submissiveness and understanding how to carry myself for my man. And I feel like that lacks in our community when it comes down to women of color. It's like, it's not there, you know. Grandma didn't have no man, mom don't have no man, you know, and they're fending for themselves. They're out here, they grinding. They are the mom and dad, you know. And I think that's why a lot of women feel like, you know, come Father's Day, it's my day too, because I did this all by myself.
Don't you dare talk about that Father's Day, because I got a story to tell you. And I'm gonna tell you, you want my quick story? I'm gonna tell you about that.
Yes, tell me that.
Now,
tell me,
here's what bothered me. I'm glad you said something about that. I went into a store, I think it was a Rite Aid, and it was a section that says for mom on Father's Day. And I snatched every card up there and I hit them. I put them somewhere else, because, and I'm gonna tell you why. I felt as though it was disrespectful to a lot of men who are quality fathers. As a dad myself, as a single dad of 2 girls, no matter what I do, and I've been to so many daggone cheerleading events, gymnastics, I even got a picture on my Facebook of me doing my daughter's hair. I can only do it from the mindset of a man.
Right.
I am not a mom. Can never be a mom. And I understand women that are raising kids by themselves saying, I'm a mother and father. You can never be that.
Right.
Whatever you're doing, you're always going to do it from the mindset of a woman. You have assumed certain roles, but it doesn't put you in father status. I will never make mother status. Now, I got a phone call, Nina, from my school several years ago when my daughter was young, and was like, Mr. Scott, we just want to inform you, your daughter, it's her, she didn't have her menstrual cycle. I was like, why are you calling me? I ain't no woman. Like I can't relate. I can't. What is my feet supposed to be hurting? Like I can't sit and talk to my daughter about a menstrual cycle because I have no idea what it feels like to have one. I heard stuff. Oh, I got swollen feet. I got this going on. I got pain. I got that. But I'm not a woman, and only a woman can relate to that. There are things with young men that y'all women will never understand. We got one side of our chest that starts, and then as far as the hormones, and the other side grows, and our voice change. Y'all don't understand that.
Right.
Only a man understands that development.
Right.
Y'all don't have between y'all legs what we have. Y'all got something else.
Exactly.
So there's different conversations that only a man can understand and only women can understand. So women got to stop saying, oh, I'm the mother and the father to a kid. You could never, ever be that. And I could never, ever be a mother to a woman. And those cards, if I see them, I'm hiding them again. I do not want to see them cards nowhere. I'm destroying them cards.
I know, just kind of hearing it. And, I always had my father in my life. And during his absence, I had my uncles, who stepped in and, they played that male role in my life, and then mom. And if mom wasn't around, I had my aunts. Because I always truly believe that, I can go to my aunts for one thing and go to my uncles for something different,
Right.
And that's where I see that balance at too. I think that's something that I try not to participate in. And I hear chicks like, girl, you a mom and dad. I'm like, no, I'm not a mom and dad. Because I feel like even with my daughters, they still have a sense of security with their father that they will never have with me. It's just no matter what, no matter how much I did for them, and I had to stop myself and check myself at one point, like, you know what? I can't get mad because they want to be around. That's their dad. They got a different kind of bond with him, So, and respectfully, like you said, we cannot be the father. We can be the mom, but we cannot be the dad. We will never be the dad. So yeah, you can hide the cards. It's okay. I won't.
All
I
right,
won't
I'm
report
hiding
you.
them cards. then there's something else I gotta drop on people, man. I gotta drop it. If I can drop it, I got time to drop it.
You got time. Look,
All
this
right.
is gonna be the last one, but we gotta
right.
know because I'm gonna take this and load it up by tomorrow, so it could be everywhere. So what we got?
Here's the other one of the most important things. Every woman needs to have a relationship with a man, friendship with a man, that will tell her the truth about her, tell her the truth about men, and here's the other part, and he cannot be sexually attracted to her. Can't be a family member. No, don't say my uncle, my dad, I can talk to. It is, I will challenge women. Can you find a man who will tell you the truth about yourself? Say, Nina, let me tell you about you, blah, blah. And also tell you the truth about men. But this person cannot be sexually attracted to you.
That's a challenge, ladies. That is a big challenge. So we're going to have to come back and revisit that and see how many people actually took that challenge on. So, ladies, you're out there. Make sure you hit me up and let me know. Whether you drop it in the comments or inbox me. Let me know if you're going to take on this challenge. And we want to know. We want you to come on live.
I want to know.
Tell us how it go for you.
How many women have that already? Do they have somebody?
It's one of those things, I've had it, I've had you for years.
That's right.
Like, what else? And I think that's one of the things that helped me to understand what I wanted in a man. Just those our conversations, our long 2-3 hour conversations, some of the shit that I did,
Right.
and I think that's important, like you said, to be able to call you on your shit, because a lot of times we out here and we talking to our male friend and we're like, it ain't me, it's him. We don't take accountability for some of the ways that we are, or some of the things that we do, or some of the things that we don't know about men, and I think that's one of the things that, women find themselves in a rut, because once you become successful, once we as women become successful, then we have nothing but expectations. We have a red carpet of expectations rolled out, and we don't see our faults as much, maybe lightly, but not too much.
And that's why that's why we have an issue with men is you can't talk to your girlfriends can't help you when it comes to your man. She can't help you.
Right.
Only a man can help you when it comes to men. because everything is different when it comes to their own personal relationship. They can't be on the sideline advising you, you should do this, you should do that. They ain't practicing that. They ain't practicing that, but they own me. So they need to cut that out. The reality is, if you really want to know the truth about a man, ask a man.
Ask a man.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
And it has to be that person that will tell you the truth about men and about yourself and not sexually attracted to you.
Ladies, that's a big giant challenge because 90% of the guys that we have as friends, what have you, they are, you know, they got some kind of physical attraction, or we're attracted to each other, or we were at some point. So that's going to be a challenge. That's a huge challenge. I am going to post it up, and we're going to see who actually jumped in. So when we come back, we want to know. So by tomorrow, that'll be posted on my page, all of my pages. And we're going to come back, and we're going to see if we can bring some people in.
When we go to a part 2, because we lost a lot of time today.
We did with our technical issues. Plus, I want to be able to go on all the channels. I like being on YouTube as well, Twitter, you know, and Facebook at the same time, so we can migrate everything. So we are going to do a part 2. Definitely. And we're going to just get a little deep. We're going to have our coffee and everything, and so we can
ask the man anything.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell them the truth as long as they prepared.
And I think I'm gonna collect questions, and again, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can grab some challenge participants, because I think that'd be dope. I think that'd be extremely dope. And again, you know, ladies, he cannot be attracted to you, and he cannot be somebody that you dealt with. He cannot
be your family member. Can't be
a family member. He got to be somebody that's just your friend, you know. But before we go into anything else with that, Dave, you know, we deal with. Some of us are in relationships, what have you. What about if your mate doesn't want you to have male friends? What is your take on that?
It is the establishment of who was in your life prior to him. Because when you have people like that, you have to worry about isolation. They don't want you around nobody, isolate you, and now this person's whole life is revolving around you. From the concept of dealing with somebody from the beginning, you have to put it out there. I have male friends, and it will not change, but you got to stick to that. The same way he says, I have female friends. I promise you, Nina, I'm not involved with them. I'm not going to be dealing with them, but they are a part of my life, and it will not change. They will not be priority over you, but they are a part of my life. And you cannot allow anybody to get you to eliminate people that are in your lives of the opposite sex. We start doing it. Well, that is my man, and my man come first. So to make him feel better, I'm going to do. No, it's not to make you feel better. I'm talking to you from the beginning. I want to understand it. I want to know, are there women that you are cool with? Because as long as I know their name and you say they're not a violation, then we're fine. But it has to be a healthy balance for both of us to allow other people. Because, and you got to tell them, the reason why I want to keep that the way it is, because I don't want anybody come in my life that I feel as though might isolate me. Put that out there to that guy. I don't want to be isolated.
Right. That's important.
Yeah.
It's important. And when we talk about these things, I think that, you know, a lot of people go into relationships and they do not bring these things up. You don't now set these ground rules, so they go into these relationships, whatever, would never ever mentioning these things until they get pissed off.
Yeah.
And that's when it come out, and they don't come out the right way.
Right. And as men, when we talked about the right question, I want to know from the guys, how many guys that even asked a woman, have you ever been incarcerated? We go out and date women. We see good-looking women. But how many guys have said, well, you know, women say, well, have guys been to jail? How many guys have asked women, well, have you been to jail? Have you been incarcerated? We don't ask that. I want to know what are some of the top questions that guys never ask that we should ask.
Yeah.
So I'm going to challenge my brothers in here that says, how many guys or are they guys that ask women, have they ever been incarcerated?
Okay, I'm gonna go back through this, and we're gonna list these questions up.
That's right.
Because that's a big challenge for the guys, because I feel like guys don't know. You don't know if I did a little time in Muncie. You don't know.
That's right.
You don't know.
You don't know, man.
My little Muncie bit. But you know, I think that's one of the things that you, like you said, this just don't really cross their mind, because why would she have been in jail? She's so cute. Why would she? You know, she don't see. But now, if I, on the other hand, if I was one of them rough chicks that like, I'm gonna knock you completely out, you would think that you've been locked up.
depending on the way I carry myself, you'll be like,
oh man,
enjoy
we
this
as men
time.
got to start asking the right questions too. We
Yes.
got anything you want to know, you should be able to ask.
Right.
But as long as I can ask you the same thing, we good.
Right.
And I can tell you my truth. I'm gonna tell you my
I'm
truth.
liking this. All right, so look, so we gotta name this show. It's gonna be like Truth or Dare. Truth, maybe. So we definitely gonna come back. We're gonna do a part 2. We're gonna do some testing on the system so I can make sure that your sound and everything working.
That's right.
You might have to do some technical work on your stuff on your end. That's cool. We're gonna get it together because we definitely gonna do a part 2. Tomorrow I will be posting up the challenge questions for the next episode, our part 2. And I already see people already going to have some questions. So get ready with y'all questions. Yeah. Join the challenge. We are super excited. He know I get excited about this kind of stuff. That's my thing, my podcast. You know, so respect the hustle. Tune in. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe on YouTube because that's where we'll be at most of the time. Right now we on Facebook, but we will be uploading this episode to YouTube as well, so everybody can check it out. But we're going, y'all. I didn't drag you all until
Mr. Goodnite. Mr. Goodnight. Tell them they can always ask me questions. They can look me up online and find out where's Mr. David D. Train Scott. I got a question for him because they better do it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, because I mean, it's so many questions I think people just don't really ask, especially for a man. Like, and, you know, and that's some of the things, you know, maybe next episode we can definitely discuss. Fellas, here's a list of questions, 10 questions you should ask a woman before deciding to date her. Because that's huge. That's huge. And I think men don't even ask that many questions. You know, it's just like,
all we doing is looking
kids,
at, whoo, she is
you got your own place.
She can get it. Woo.
That's it.
I don't know her name, but she can get it.
That's my shorty. That's it. So we definitely want to make sure that we address that. And then, ladies, I'll come in with 10 questions you should ask.
That's right.
You know, it's cool to date, but you know, what are you looking for? And is he your potential husband? You know, because I know for me, you know, when I met mine, it was I knew it was no question about it. I knew day one. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is it. This is the one. And I'm not that nice. I'm not that easy either. So
okay. Here's my last thing. My last thing I want to share tonight. If you are out dating for a purpose, you should only date people who are out for a purpose. If you are dating for fun, only date people who are out to have fun. Because it's going to be a problem.
Right.
Don't lie to yourself. Ladies, gentlemen, guess what? Be clear. I'm out dating for fun.
Right.
If you out dating for a purpose means you're not ready to get married right away, but you want to know that who I date, I'm looking at seeing if they're a person I will build with. Right. If we communicate that, not thinking, but he was so gorgeous, girl, you don't understand. Yes, I understand. He was gorgeous, but he's out to have fun, and your behind is talking about for purpose. Stop.
Right.
As hard as it is, not to call him, not to be around him, stop wherever place you are in life, whether you having fun or for purpose, make sure you communicate that to the other person and do not date anybody that's not in the same realm as you at that point in your life. So come on, cut it out. Cut it out.
Right. Yo, this has been dope.
So, that's right. I'm gonna have my little piece. It's my little piece when you bring me in one time, it's gonna be shh, just listen. The men are talking. That's how I'm gonna lay it out. Just listen, the men are talking.
I like that. Listen, men are talking. Well, it might be the name of the show because I like that. You know, it might be our title that we bring in right on Respect the Hustle because y'all know this is what it is. And I feel like this is going to be a great, because you know I'm going to kidnap you now. So now you just be featured on here. But I think it's important that we definitely do a part 2. I'm going to throw up the challenge questions.
Yes.
We're going to let it run. I want to hear back from everybody. I want to respond. We want to respond live on air. I'm not going to respond. I don't know enough.
Yeah, we want it live on air. I like live stuff.
Yeah, we want to make sure we're going to bring y'all on. We want to make sure that, you know, we really answering your questions. So make sure y'all stay tuned. We will be back really soon. So you'll see the date go up. Y'all know I blast everything all crazy. So we won't have any technical issues. I promise next time we're going to get it popping. We're going to jump in early and make sure all this works out. And we will see you on the other side. Mr. Scott, thank you for joining us tonight. We definitely appreciate it. This turned out great. Needless
That's right.
to say, we was a
Go
little
on.
late.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest and let's have our honest conversations.
There we go. There we
Because
go.
either I'm going to give you, either you're going to have peace of mind or you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
giving somebody a piece of your mind. We're going to help you figure that out.
I like that. I like that.
All
right, Mr. Scott, thank you again for being on the show. Love you dearly.
Yes.
Thanks everybody for tuning in this evening, and I will see y'all at a later date. Y'all know I'm always on, so I'll see you soon on the flip side. Mr. Scott, I'll talk to you soon, and we will go from there.
Yes,
Peace out, y'all. Respect the hustle. You already know.